to knock this guy out and to stop Conor McGregor, whereas Conor McGregor doubled down. Originally on the press tour, he said he intends to stop Floyd Mayweather in 4 rounds. He said on Tuesday, I'm going to stop him basically in a round.
He's making me nervous. He's making me nervous. You guys know. Listen, I'm the biggest Conor McGregor fan there is.
But you know why he's made the switch? Because of the switch to the 8-ounce gloves.
8-ounce gloves.
I think the difference is going to be negligible, don't you?
I think it's a huge thing to talk about. I think people just pass over. It's only 2 ounces. Those 2 ounces mean everything. For both guys, it's an advantage.
Let's start with Conor.
For Conor McGregor, early in the rounds with a lighter glove, he can land that big punch to finish the fight. For Floyd, as the rounds go on, he starts adding up the shots. With 8-ounce gloves, it's going to take its toll on Conor McGregor.
The accumulation of punches.
The accumulation, especially if he starts going to the body early on. As the rounds progress, Conor's going to slow down from that. So it helps out both guys.
Yeah, but Brian,
Conor early, Floyd later.
Conor early, that's the game plan. He has to come out and storm Floyd Mayweather, maybe even rough him up. I mean, and Floyd is not above those coy elbow strikes in the middle. The referee, Robert Byrd, who we know will let you fight in the inside, let you fight out. This could very well be to the advantage of Conor McGregor, but you say when he attacks the body or when he attacks Floyd. Floyd has fought 16 former world champions in his last 16 fights. They land less than 20% of their punches, guys. We're talking about world champion boxers.
I hear you, Mauro. Here's the thing with that, and Brian. Here's the thing. When's the last guy that Floyd Mayweather fought that thought he actually was going to win the fight? They're beat
Marcos Maidana, the first meeting?
Nah, not really. And after that, he was beat. Most guys are happy they're there to get the payday. They're fighting Floyd Mayweather. Conor, in his heart of hearts, believes he's going to win this fight. It means everything to him. Granted, we see the money, the billion-dollar fight, all that. Take that away. Conor realizes he has this huge moment. He literally thinks he's going to win by knockout. So when he says, it's tough for me to give him 2 rounds, tough for me to give him a round, he means that. We get it. People sell the fight.
The only
Conor
reason that intrigues me, guys, is like Conor, and I'm reading Conor's stories. It's amazing. Guy was collecting welfare checks less than 5 years ago, and here he is, having said everything. You know, Nostradamus may have a new name. It's Mystic Mac. Everything he predicts becomes prophecy. He said he was visualizing events in his life before he knew what the word visualization meant.
Sure.
I can relate. Yeah. I actually, at 5, visualized me sitting next to Brian Custer and Brennan Schaub talking about Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor. So,
all right.
I get the self-belief. Yeah. I get the law of attraction.
He backs it up,
He's attracted a first-ballot Hall of Fame boxer, one of the greatest defensive fighters up there with Willie Pep, Pernell Whitaker, and a guy who was the best boxer of his era. Conor McGregor has already won. And on Saturday... You know, first round of his professional career, how many rounds Floyd had? Close to 400.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, here's the thing, and it goes to what I think every fan has been asking. Will this be an all-action fight? A number of people said, hey, I plunked down my $100 for Mayweather-Pacquiao. I didn't get all action. If you take these guys at his word, don't go to the refrigerator because it says right out of the gate these guys are throwing blows.
100%. You hear Floyd, he goes, I'm going to stop Conor McGregor. Now, when Floyd says that, I'm listening to that because, you know, we know Floyd is a counter-puncher and he kind of wins rounds.
So is Conor.
Yes, so is Conor. However, Conor has never had a boring fight in his life. And Floyd, he can put the pressure on, especially if he wants to, especially if he sees holes in your game.
Sweet science.
Yes, that sweet science. He gets really aggressive when he wants to. So he's capable of doing that. My whole thing with this fight is you guys know boxing better than anyone. You guys have been some of the best in the world, analysts in the world. You can predict how Floyd's going to fight Saturday night, correct?
Yep.
We know exactly how he's going to.
Judging by the track record, yes.
We've seen him do it 49 times. Can anyone in this entire arena predict how Conor McGregor's going to fight?
But that's
no, you can't. But that's the X factor.
But it's not. But
that's why
you can't judge what
swaying.
Angles he's going to show. But we know what punches he's going to be allowed to throw. At the end of the day,
it's angles, Mauro.
At the end of the day, the wheel is still going to be round. He's not going to be able. This is a boxing match, my man.
And here's my contradiction to that. If you look at where boxing's at right now, look at the guys who are taking over the game. Lomachenko, he's not conventional. He's mixing up his angles, very dynamic. But Crawford, very dynamic. He's not your traditional boxer. Those are the guys changing the game. So when you get a guy like Conor McGregor, who's even more dynamic than those guys as far as angles, footwork, and distance,
the distances are so different. Can he learn in less than a year, Brian? The fact that Floyd Mayweather's been doing this since the age of 4. You can talk about Malcolm Gladwell, the 10,000 hours. He's a prodigy. He just had to reactivate his muscle memory in this camp. Hey, I want to see an action-packed fight. I want to see a spectacle. I hope to have one of the craziest calls of my career. If Conor McGregor lands that punch. I just think
Now,
it's a huge hit.
He's always maintained that, listen, I grew up boxing.
Yeah.
That's where I started with, and then I transed over into the martial arts. But he had 40 amateur fights. He says he's always trained in boxing, and he loves boxing. Listen, he's going to have a number of advantages. I mean, I think when he rehydrates, should be 170. He said so. I'll probably 170, and I'm coming after this guy. One thing I thought was interesting in talking with Joe Cortez, who he's brought into his camp, and obviously Joe Cortez can't say much about what has happened as he sparred and things of that nature. He said, the one thing I will tell you is that every time I've seen him spar, he's gotten better. And he surprised me that he's learned different angles. And he said, you will be very surprised to watch his boxing technique come Saturday.
Hey,
if you talk to anyone in the
Hope
business,
is provocative thing.
From Cortez to even Paulie Malignaggi, he has his issues with Conor, but even when you talk to Paulie, he has to give Conor a little bit of credit too, and he does.
We all give Conor the greatest credit. Conor is an amazing human being, and I cannot think of more encomiums to give him about the mental aspect of the game. I don't know if there's anyone more mentally tough. I'm just saying,
Maybe
when it comes
Floyd
to
Mayweather.
execution, there you go. I just think in this realm, and we've talked about this before, if they go to a street fight, if they go to the octagon, my money's on Conor McGregor. This is under the Marcus of Queensberry rules.
And you know what? And I'd say if you're Conor McGregor, you make this fight as dirty as possible under the rules of boxing.
Correct, but you make it dynamic.
Sure. Exactly.
But people who think he's going to do the Maidana game plan and rough him up and get in there and dirty box, that's not what he does. If you know Conor McGregor, it's all about distance,
He's a sniper. He's very accurate with that left hand. So is Floyd.
There's going to be about 7 to 8 moments in this fight where they're going to capitalize because Floyd's not going to. He's not going to make mistakes.
Yeah.
Connor's if he's going to make mistakes, Floyd's going to capitalize on it. But if Floyd makes one mistake, Conor has to be in position to capitalize on it.
Now, let's talk about, because this is the final press conference. Again, you will hear from Floyd Mayweather. You'll hear from Conor McGregor in just a few moments. Talk to me about fight week and typically Conor McGregor's demeanor when it comes to a final press conference before a big fight.
Yeah, with Conor McGregor, if you've watched any of his fights before, you know he's going to do some antics. He's always trying to get in his opponent's ahead. With Floyd Mayweather, it's tough to get in that kitchen. It's tough to get up there in that kitchen.
But he's going to do his best to sell pay-per-views at this press
They're
conference.
both going to do their best job.
That's why.
However, you can tell, on the press tour, it's all fun and games.
Yeah.
It definitely sold the fight more so than ever. Now it's a little more serious. Now what they say, they actually mean.
Okay.
And Conor's great at picking what Floyd has said and taking it to another level.
So let's take it to your side here, and let's talk a little bit about Floyd Mayweather, because we've seen his demeanor against Andre Berto a couple of years ago, against Manny Pacquiao, against Canelo. How have you seen this Floyd Mayweather? He really, and this is a fight he hasn't had to carry. Generally, he's the one carrying the fight.
He can relax for the first time in 49 fights.
How have you seen his demeanor now leading up to this big event?
It's Floyd Mayweather. Whether, it was 2 years ago or 5 years ago, 10 years ago, he's a gym rat. He lives inside the gym. The lifestyle, he's even saying, I'm going to take the final week of prep and go and party. Well, his idea is partying, hanging out at gentlemen's clubs. He doesn't drink, doesn't do drugs. This guy is a gym rat, and again, cannot stress enough, a man who was 49-0, rated as one of the greatest defensive fighters ever, holds the CompuStat record for plus minus over 24, and it's Conor McGregor is a formidable fighter. And this is under boxing. Floyd Mayweather is a sultan of the sweet science. This guy's going to do just enough with the pull counter. He's going to see the angles. He's going to be able, I think, to read Conor McGregor faster than most people believe, my man. And I just think conditioning is also going to be a factor, because Floyd is never out of condition.
I agree with that, but Floyd can't bring anybody into his camp to mimic Conor McGregor. So the first time he sees it live is Saturday night, just like when we see it live.
But what's he going to do? What's he going to do? The Karate Kid crane kick? I mean, people are thinking he's going to come out with a flying kick.
He's not going to box like a traditional boxer.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it tough for Floyd to download.
Yeah, that was interesting, because one of the things that Conor said is that, I'm so diverse. I can probably come out in a traditional boxing stance, but hey, I may come out in a Taekwondo stance.
But this is the thing: he has the confidence and he's comfortable in that stance. Most guys aren't going